White House senior advisor and President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, gave a rare interview on Monday. He spoke with Fox News, and he was asked about the investigation into the death of journalist Jamal Khashoggi.
I think our intelligence agencies are making their assessments, and we're hoping to make sure that there's justice brought where that should be. We're focused now on the broader region, which is figuring out how to hopefully bring a deal together between the Israelis and the Palestinians.
It's been nearly a month since the CIA assessment that Saudi Arabia's crown prince, Mohammed bin Salman, ordered Khashoggi's death. This also comes after the New York Times reported that Kushner and the Saudi crown prince continued to exchange messages even after Khashoggi's murder. According to the Times, Kushner has offered Mohammed bin Salman advice on how to weather the storm surrounding the kingdom. Joining me now is the former acting director of the CIA, Michael Morrell. Michael is now CBS News' senior national security contributor. He is also the host of the weekly podcast, Intelligence Matters. Michael, thanks so much for joining us. First, given what we know about the CIA's assessment of Jamal Khashoggi's death, what do you make of Jared Kushner's answer there?
Elaine, great to be with you. It sounded to me like he was trying to distance himself from the CIA, like he was saying, that's their assessment, we're trying to do a different thing. So it sounded a little unfortunate to me to have a senior White House official try to distance himself from what the CIA is saying.
Well, I know you talked a little bit about process here when it comes to making these kinds of judgments on your podcast. Explain for us what sources of information the CIA has available when investigating something like the killing of Jamal Khashoggi.
Elaine, there are multiple sources of information. So there's information that come from CIA's own sources. There's information that comes from other parts of the intelligence community, most importantly, the National Security Agency. There's information that comes from other governments, privately handed to the United States. You know, we know that CIA Director Gina Haspel went to Turkey and was provided information, listened to the audio tape that the Turkish government had of what happened in that consulate. And then there's a lot of public information, and the analysts take all of that and they make their best assessment. They answer the key questions that are posed to them by policymakers.
Well, a U.S. official told CBS News that U.S. intelligence has, quote, high confidence in its assessment that the Saudi crown prince ordered Khashoggi's assassination. What does a phrase like high confidence mean?
Elaine, it's important for people to know that there are two pieces to an intelligence assessment. There's the judgment itself, and then there's a confidence level that the analysts attach to it. So they make a judgment on something, and then they attach a confidence level of either low, medium, or high. This was an outgrowth of the Iraq WMD issue, where the analysts didn't really think through their confidence level, and had they thought through it, they would have said low confidence. So it's something that's done routinely now. It's something that's discussed routinely inside the intelligence community, and it's something that policymakers understand. High confidence is a very high bar. The analysts don't usually put high confidence on something unless they have a degree of certainty about it. So if that's the level of confidence they've attached to this, then they are very certain in their judgment.
Is it still possible, though, Michael, that assessment could change?
Absolutely, because one of the things that happens here is all of the information available to the analysts doesn't come together all at once, right? It's not deposited on the analyst's desk all at one time. It comes in over days, sometimes weeks. So as new information comes in, two things can happen. One is the judgment can change, and the other is that the confidence level can change. So it's quite possible that, for example, that what Gina Haspel briefed to the Senate when she went up there last week might have been a little bit different than the actual written report that the analysts did the week before. So we just don't know that. But that is something that happens routinely in the intelligence field, is your judgment and confidence level change over time.
From your perspective, what are the biggest open questions still about this case?
So I think we really need to know who in Saudi Arabia knew. Did the king know? Nobody has ever asked that question, right? I mean, I have not asked that question before publicly. Did the king know? What exactly was the goal of the operation when they lured him to that consulate? Were they going to bring him back to Saudi Arabia, or was their intention to kill him from the outright? Right? We still don't know the details about that. And then we don't know a lot about what's happening in Saudi Arabia right now. What kind of opposition is there to Mohammed bin Salman? Is it growing? Are people concerned about his staying power? Are there anybody trying to move against him, given what's happened here? So those are some key questions that we just don't know right now.
All right, Michael Morrell. Michael, thanks so much for your insight. Appreciate it.
Great to be with you, Elaine.
And Michael Morrell's podcast, Intelligence Matters, comes out weekly. You can hear it wherever you get your podcasts.